guys, I'm making food, and the food I'm making today is key lime pie. So let's take a look at what we'll need. For the crust, we'll use graham crackers and some butter. If you are from a part of the world that doesn't have graham crackers, you could use any other kind of plain cookie, but because I'm in Canada, graham crackers it is. So you could use just cookie and butter, but we're gonna jazz it up a little bit with some sugar, salt, and vanilla. I'm using unsalted butter, so I'm gonna add a little salt just to wake everything up. For the filling, we will need 4 egg yolks, although if you only have 3 eggs, 3 egg yolks is probably fine. 1 standard size thing of sweetened condensed milk, which usually comes in a can, but my wife brought this from Brazil, so we're gonna use that. And about half a cup of lemon lime juice. Key limes are available here, but you'd have to cut and squeeze a lot of them, and I find if you just mix lemon and lime juice, the flavor's about the same and it's much less hassle. We're also gonna zest one of these limes. And I think that's all. Oh, so let's look at the tools we might need. If your pie tins look like this, or like this, or like this, they'll all be fine. So today we're just gonna use this one because I find it the easiest. And you'll also want like some measuring cups and something to juice the citrus fruit with. Okay, so I'm gonna get some stuff prepped and I'll see you in a few. Alright, so as you can see, we got about 1 cup of graham crumbs. I used a food processor because it's really fast, but if you want, you could put them in a bag and smash them, or just crumble them with your hands. If you do that, I recommend doing them one at a time. So let's go ahead and add the crumbs to a bowl. Sorry about that lawnmower sound. People have been doing yard work for a while. Just gonna do a spoon of sugar. We don't need to make it crazy sweet because the filling is gonna be sweet. Do maybe a teaspoon of salt. Mix around. And we'll do a few drops of vanilla. This is really quick, so I've already preset my oven to 350. We're gonna cook the crust before the pie so it gets a little crispy. We put about a tablespoon of butter. Might be a little bit more, but it's hard to overdo butter. Nobody will complain. And probably would have been easier if I melted the butter, but with some mixing, this will come together. So I'll see you then when we're ready to form the crust. Okay, the crust is ready to go. As you can see, it looks kind of like wet sand. And forming the crust is pretty easy. You just dump it in, there goes the oven. And I'll start spreading it out with the spoon a little bit. And eventually press it down with your fingers, and if you've got extra, you can push it up the sides a bit. Everyone likes a little bit of side crust. So I'll finish this off, and I'll show you what it looks like before I put it in the oven. Okay, so I pressed it with my fingers. It's holding together pretty well. It'll be a little bit grainy. Don't worry if it feels delicate, it'll firm up in the oven. So we'll cook it for about 10-15 minutes, and while it's cooking, we'll prepare the filling. Okay, so we have our clean crust bowl, which is now going to be our filling bowl. This is to catch the egg whites, although I recommend you do this over the sink, so you don't need to use this bowl. So let's see how to separate an egg yolk. You open the egg, let the white fall out, pour the yolk into the other half, then back over here, and back over here, and I broke it, fuck. But it worked pretty well. Let's try it again. So, open egg, whites fall out. There we go, just a little back and forth until we've got just the yolk. Practice makes perfect, everybody. So I'll keep doing that 2 more times, and I'll catch up with you when we do the lemon stuff. So here we have a washed but not dried lime. 1 second. And we're gonna just take most of the zest off it. So you will see little bits of green in the pie. If that's too off-putting for you, by all means skip this step. But the zest contains lime oils that really contribute to the aroma. So as you bring the pie to your face, you get a good dose of lime aroma right in your nose. So if that's appealing to you, do zest the lime. And when you're zesting, try not to get the white, just get the green. The white's just bitter, you don't want that. Okay, I'm satisfied with that amount. So let's get to the juicing. Use a cutting board if you have one. Okay, so now we've got about half a cup of lemon lime juice. I only ended up using one of the limes, so now I have a bonus lime. So we're gonna go ahead, pick the seeds out of this, and combine it with our eggs over here. So I've mixed the egg together. I'm gonna add the condensed milk to this and then do that last. So let's see how easy this is to open. It's gonna make a giant mess. Okay, in goes the condensed milk. The sweetened condensed milk. Very important that it's sweetened. And in goes the lemon lime juice. We're gonna mix this until just combined. You don't want to over mix it. Okay, that's that. So this is not necessary at all, but I just remembered that I happen to have some green food coloring. So I'm gonna put a drop in to see if we can get that kind of restaurant color green and see what happens. Okay, so that was 2 drops and it's now somewhat green. Not very green, but I'm gonna stop there. So here is our crust, which has cooled down a bit since coming out of the oven. It's crispy. We're just gonna dump this in. This is a really awkward angle to scrape the sides, but we're gonna scrape the sides. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Ready to go back in the oven for about 12 minutes or so, just until the eggs set. We're not trying to cook it till firm. Okay, so our pie has cooked for 12 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit and then chilled in the fridge for a few hours. So now it's thoroughly cold. Let's see how we did. Woo! So it's rather short. Maybe a smaller pie dish would have been better, but it's gonna taste awesome. So let's cut into it with a butter knife so as not to damage the non-stick surface of this pan. Just some crumbs. That's a nice line. Crunchy. Let's see if we can get under here without destroying things too much. There we go. Kablamo. So it holds together. And let's do the fork test. Yeah, it definitely holds its curves. Bottom is cooked and stuff. It's the perfect texture. Smooth and creamy and soft. Quite lemony. And it's well balanced by the crunchy crust. Good stuff. Now you guys go make it.